couldn't afford to fly a lot of the Sydney cars from down to Melbourne.
Obviously, it was one of those things, it's so easy for a fucking actor to say it, oh yeah, send the bikes up, we'll come down. And then for the production office, fucking nightmare. Bikes on trains, insurance, get them up, then we drive them down and all of this. I felt I needed preparation in terms of bikes.
I'd never been on a quacker that size before. I'd come off 250 bikes.
I'd been riding bikes for a while, but nothing quite with that sort of stick.
Look, we started out very excited. Here we were, we'd packed our bags ready for the journey, and we decided we were going to start being the bike gang from then on, and that we would start imagining ourselves belonging to a gang on the road.
We not only got the bikes, we got all our gear.
I had the axe, which is, when I think about it now, is a horrible sort of piece of metal, very heavy fucking thing. And I had that secreted in the bike. And sort of part of the journey down was finding the safest place for that to be, and the other bits of kit that you felt like you were going to need on the day. So that bike ride, yeah, was a bit like a good rehearsal.
We kept making up stories about ourselves on the way of where we've come from, who the fuck are we anyway, where are we going, where are we coming from, what's our history, how did we end up in this bike gang?
Probably needing to feel that thing that these people really could live outside.
Well, I think it was our first or our second night out where we ended up camping. We had no tents or anything. We were totally unprepared for the journey. And it started to rain. And we had no tent. We did have a couple of little sheets, plastic sheets. We ended up stringing them up to a tree. We'd made up our beds with this little 6 foot by 6 square, huddled up together. These tough, mighty bikies, hiding from the weather and the cold, and we just all broke up laughing. Here we were, pretending that we'd been on the road forever.
Another interesting part of it was how when we were doing this trip down, when we pulled into small towns to, you know, stop and get something to eat or get some petrol, was the loathing that we felt from the locals. It wasn't said, but it was really palpable. And that was great. That was terrific, because we started to get a real sense of being outcasts.
And it took us about 3 days, I think, in this epic journey that we took off on. And
when we pulled into the production house in Melbourne,
everyone was so pleased to see us. Nobody could believe that we actually rode the bikes down from Sydney and we actually made it.
I remember George and Byron coming out, and George later on saying that was the first time he'd really felt the power and the sort of the intensity of what was starting to happen, because here finally were guys in full character who had pretty well lived the characters for the last few days.
And from that moment on, we really were the crew, and we became, like, in one sense, the heart of the group, because we'd started it.
There's no doubt it helped gel us, both as mates and as, you know, co-scumbags.
The impact that they made when they hit the set was serious, you know, like all of a sudden you could see the crew was jumping, because these guys looked like, you know, something out of the Wild Bunch. Like, this looked like the movies. It didn't look like TV. It didn't look like somebody had come out of a caravan and had their costume on and makeup on.